Thanks, Internet. Now I have to put that shit together again. Fuck. Hate it. We were talking about Malachi Black putting it together with Abaddon and Butcher and the Blade and all that stuff. And shut up and take my goddamn money bucket now.
Yep. And he also stated that he is not done with Buddy Murphy.
Ooh.
Or as he's going by now, Buddy Matthews.
He's not done with him.
So what you're saying is, I'm not finished with you yet.
Braun!
Yep.
Damn!
And also, my second bit of news is probably the worst mistake anyone has ever made, ever.
Somebody challenged Minoru Suzuki to a shoot fight?
Pretty
Worse
much.
than that, I'm sure. Wait, what?
Mr. No Days Off himself, Fred Rossier, a.k.a. the former Darren Young from WWE.
Who is working with New Japan as part of their U.S. division.
He made a comment making a direct challenge to Suzuki, and I quote, "The positive, that you are dangerous, and no one knows that ring better than you, Suzuki-san. However, the negative is that you're a little bit older, which means you might be a little bit slower. And Kevin Kelly said it best about Mr. No Days Off. Very few can keep up with this motor. And Suzuki-san, if you're not ready, get ready. You hear me? If you're not ready, get ready. Because you're stepping in the ring with the workhorse of New Japan Strong, Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser." End quote.
There's a button here, and I can't seem to think about what the button. Jesus Christ! What do I play, folks? What do I play? Ooh, we'll start with this. We'll start with this. Dead Man Walking. For sure.
Yeah, both Rico and Guts Masterson are saying he is dead, Dead Man Walking. Come on, you got more confidence for Minoru Suzuki than that. He's not going to die immediately to Fred Rosser.
Dummy! Yeah! Fred Rosser's a dead man, dude.
T-Dub, how many times we got to say to lay off the drugs?
It's the Mountain Dew. It's the Mountain Dew. It's influencing his brain. He forgot that Minoru Suzuki is a bad motherfucker.
Come on, Fred Rosser, he could survive at least a good 20 minutes in there.
He's about to turn from Mr. No Days Off to Mr. All Days Off because he's going to be dead.
No, wait. I got it. I fucking got it, folks. Ooh. Oh.
And the commissioner asks, T-Dub, why can't Minoru fight you? Because he's a coward, that's why.
His words, folks. His fucking words.
I would like to reiterate to Mr. Minoru Suzuki that the opinions of TWK do not reflect myself or Matty J or the Wrestle-Cast as a whole, and please direct all your fury towards Mr. TWK.
By the way, I'm not the one to call out people. I believe someone on Cultaholic called out Haku.
And they almost got murdered at a freaking picnic.
What was it? I believe also maybe one of OSW may have called out Haku during the latest episode by mocking his hair.
Oh, yeah, because he had a Brillo pad and a mullet. Yeah, V1 did that. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, God. Also, I found that, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Rosser says that before. During?
Oh, God, this is so fucking hilarious. Oh, I can't believe I'm just seeing this right now.
What?
Minoru Suzuki begging for his life as he's in the ring with Jonathan Gresham?
No, and you really need to stay off the coke. No, we got some fan footage from the AEW versus PWS baseball game.
Oh, yeah, I saw some footage of there. You talking about the, who was it?
Sean Spears.
Oh, Sean Spears. Yeah, that was Brown using the chair. He was going
to swing, but then somebody brought him a chair, and he hit an RBI.
Oh, God! With the chair? Oh, no!
With the fucking chair. With the fucking chair.
You can believe that. I'll top that. Because when Luther stepped up to the plate, he used Serpentico as his bat.
He did. He fucking did. He fucking did.
Oh, Sean Spears, you continue to
Also,
be.
Colt Cabana turned heel by supporting Pro Wrestling Tees over AEW.
Well, he's been supporting Pro Wrestling Tees before AEW, to be fair.
Yeah, but guess what? AEW won the baseball game. So suck it, Colt.
And he did a chest. And after he hit that after he made it to first base, he did a chest bump with Wardlow.
Ah!
Sean Spears, you're the gift that keeps on giving. And that's all my news I got.
I got another one for the former Darren Young.
You fucking numpty!
That works. That works.
Obviously, it's you know. Oh no, I got another one.
You are made of stupid.
See if you can get a hold of Spike calling Angel Gormless tit. You got to look for it, but yeah, that is an insult that you just can't come back from.
Well, one
True.
thing that will... JC wants to know RBI?
Run base in or something like that. It's a baseball terminology.
Why did you bite her? I was checking to see if she was evil, you gormless tit. Did you just call me a tit?
Anyways, I believe it is time to take a look at Sunday's pay-per-view.
One more. There we go. All Out Chicago, Illinois is at the now. It's now called the Now Arena. It used to be the Sears Center. In Chicago, Illinois, Hoffman Estates. All Out, first time in a while in Chicago, so they're having a fuckload of fun there, obviously. Where champions are made. The tagline. Card is as follows. The buy-in will feature best friends, Cassidy, Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta. And Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy with Marco Stunt ringside, taking on the Hardy Family Office, Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Hybrid 2, Jack Evans and Hedico.
Should be a fun and super chaotic match.
Of course. And there will be a Orange Cassidy kick spot, and people will mark out over it, and we'll pop too.
And people will dance along to the Jungle Boy entrance.
Because, of course.
I'm just glad TK was able to get Jungle Boy on the card.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's too hot not to be.
It's going to be a hot opener, or a hot buy-in at the very least.
Yeah.
There's no particular order, like we're going off the Wikipedia as per usual. They have the 21-woman Casino Battle Royale for a championship match opportunity in the future. And the competitors are as follows. Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Ty Conte, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, who is returning, thank God, Emi Sakura, yay, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, yay, Abaddon, Layla Hirsch, who had a hell of a match against Camille at Empower, by the way. Had a coming out party kind of a match. That's how good it was. Kylan King, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, Anna J, Riho, and one woman to be announced or to be determined. Sorry?
Don't forget Sky Blue.
Oh, yeah, Sky Blue's in there. Actually, Sky Blue's not in there.
No, she's in there. TK announced it on some fan footage that said
he was damn it, guys! It's on the wiki. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
And there we go. Sky Blue and woman to be determined. It just got added.
Yeah,
God damn it! Yeah, tell me these things, man.
Yeah, always refresh before you do the preview.
Thank you, T-Dub. Based on that, Dave. John Mox. Well, yeah, obviously Ruby Soho is being the heavily rumored lady to be debuting.
I can't pick a winner.
I know it's not. I think it could either be Ruby Soho. I know one person who will not be, and that's Thunder Rosa.
Not yet. Build up. Keep the build up going. Plus, I could kind of see Nyla Rose versus Thunder Rosa as a matchup I want to see. So,
I would say that for a Revolution for Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
And obviously Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rosa should be an interesting watch if nothing else.
Part of me wants Layla Hirsch to get some shine.
It could either be her or
you could have her start the match and go Iron Man or Iron Woman.
I would approve of that if that happened.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a way to give her some shine, especially after last weekend. I would definitely throw that one in there. That'd be a hell of a bone.
By the way, if anyone's wondering who the woman that's accompanied Emi Sakura since she's returned, that would be Lulu Pencil, the ever-growing underdog from Choco Pro.
Yeah. John Moxley takes on Satoshi Kojima, Uno v Uno.
It's going to be Red Club versus Dead Club.
Just Alex and the man from New York were not excited for this, but that's because they don't watch New Japan. But so that's.
I'll admit it's been a hot. You know what? That's fair enough. JD has his strong opinions on it. I've been watching some of his streams as of late.
Mm-hmm.
Loud motherfucker, but an accurate motherfucker.
Guys, because it's Kojima, man. He's gonna enter with that badass.
There's gonna be a sizable pop. I don't think it's gonna be an AEW John Moxley CM Punk pop, but if it's a smart crowd. To be fair, I have not watched New Japan in a while, but hey, Satoshi Kojima is a good opponent.
We just saw him on Impact a few months ago.
Yeah.
We know he can still go.
Bread Club versus Dead Club. All I'm going to say is Satoshi Kojima is toast.
They're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, fuck yeah. This is one of two Haas matches here, I think.
Kojima is going to beat the fuck out of John Moxley. And
Moxley will beat the fuck out of Satoshi Kojima.
And I do mean that literally. He will beat the fuck out of John Moxley, Renee, and then will not have any more children because he would have the complete lack of desire to have sex ever again after this match. And I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, it should be a fun time. I cannot wait to see this one.
Also, Nightbot decided to cut a link off. Thank you. Don't click that link, folks. Well, actually, it's been removed. I just have the mod there.
Don't click that link and don't fuck that buck.
Thank you. Paul White takes on QT Marshall with members of the Factory ringside. This is pretty much a Paul White knocks QT Marshall out of the third row.
Also on this week's Dynamite, the Gun Club turn heel.
And a lot of people were going, oh, he sold his ass. No, he sold his hip.
Yeah, they mentioned the hip surgery a few years ago. That's part of the story of the match.
Oh, I've been betrayed. How come I'm supposed to be the one doing the turning. No,
motherfucker. So I guess we can't do Shoguns anymore.
So that's what that feels like.
Yeah. Chris Jericho takes on Maxwell, Jacob Freeman, MJF. If Jericho loses, he must retire.
So clearly Chris Jericho's winning then, right?
No.
About that. There is a small possibility that Jericho might get the pop, but this is MJF we're talking about. There is a way to have Jericho win and MJF retain the fact that he made Chris Jericho tap out during the labors of Jericho. But one must obviously look at Jericho and think the opponents he's faced in the last month, he's on a retirement run.
Yeah.
It could be all red herrings and he just wants to wrestle Hoovy the Juice Guerrero one more time. You never know. But you can't ignore the red flags, but they could be red herrings. And at this point, I'm not. This is probably the best kind of match where you just don't know what to predict. A lot of people are saying MJF is retiring Jericho, but is he really? Like, is that, you know? This is gonna be a gut wrencher.
But we got to also remember he's not retiring from wrestling. He just won't wrestle in AEW anymore.
Oh, CM Punk is coming on commentary tonight.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, good call to keep him on for the entire hour. But yeah, Jericho loses. He must retire from in-ring competition. So he wouldn't wrestle for AEW technically. But at the same time, it's like there's too many red flags on either way that I refuse to make a prediction. You folks say he's retiring. I'm not making that call. I can't make that call.
I don't think Jericho's
with CM Punk back in there. There's some story left to be told. There's Bryan Danielson. There's too many stories left to be told that I'm like, are we sure Chris wants to retire? Like, is that the case?
There are ways around this, thanks to the Forbidden Door.
There are, but for AEW, it's you folks can predict. I won't. I'll say Jericho wins because my gut says Jericho. My gut and my brain look and everything's like, dude, it's MJF got the 3 of the biggest wins of his career. He don't need to retire Jericho. But there's a part of me that's like, Jesus, he's the ultimate prick heel. So that's what makes it hard.
Yes.
If you put a gun to my head, I'm calling Jericho, but I'm like, I have to shrug. I'm like, Jericho. Like, red flags aplenty. Miro defends his TNT Championship, taking on Eddie Kingston. You want to talk about a hoss fight? That's a hoss fight right there, ladies and gentlemen.
And I want Mr. Eddie Kingston to enter to stop being greedy by DMX and win the title.
Ooh.
I say Miro wins, but with some interference from his hot wife.
I would get a sizable pop.
That it would.
It would. It would.
Yeah. She just announced on her IG that her 90 days are up.
That they are.
She don't need a contract to show up to help her hubby. Just saying.
Yeah, but Miro is gonna have to beat 10 kinds of shit out of Eddie Kingston to get him.
And he will. This is gonna be a good, proper, long match. That I have no doubt of.
Eddie will take everything that Miro will have and just say, "Come on, give me some more. Put your back into it."
The pre-tape vignette on Wednesday explains it all. Eddie Kingston's like, your neck is your chink, so we know what the story will be. It's the neck versus the game over.
Okay, I'd like to make one comment about Rampage right now.
Go ahead.
Shai Lee is coming out wearing Cody's weightlifting belt, and I'm just like, you're just basically asking Malachi to murder you even harder.
Oh, good Lord. They're opening with, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a murder on TNT tonight, and it's not from a Law and Order rerun.
As I said on Twitter, Lee Johnson has a death wish, and Malachi Black is the genie that will grant it.
And wearing the weightlifting belt of Cody Rhodes is basically like just asking for even more.
You are literally waving a flag at a bull.
Anyways, on to the next match, which might also feature some bloodshed.
I mean, it's a steel cage match. God damn it. Stop doing that. It's a steel cage match. So of course, there may be blood. Young Bucks defend the AEW Tag Team Championship, taking on Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix.
For the first time for those belts.
Yeah, first time for those. They've faced before for tag team championships, but the more prominent one was the AAA tag team titles.
Yeah.
This is the first time for the AEW tag team titles.
Yeah.
And one thing I liked is on this week's Dynamite, they actually showed you, hey, this steel cage could actually keep people out from interfering because it goes all the way to the ground and it goes super up high. And it isn't like there's like any actual door to get in.
Yeah, there's no door. This is the classic steel cage that we saw a few weeks ago, about a year ago between Cody and Wardlow, if memory serves. No, this is yes, of course. A lot of people had some mixed feelings on the steel cage ending. I'm of the opinion of it was fine. This was obviously the heel angle, the go home heel angle, which is absolutely fine.
And it would make sense even more if Lucha Brothers win the tag belts.
Yeah,
I want to say
that's my prediction.
Pretty much.
And that's my prediction. I want to see Lucha Brothers win the tag belts.
Say this is the beginning of the end for the Elite when the Lucha Brothers get those belts.
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense because one by one they start losing belts. First, Kenny loses the
Hey,
Impact
Guts,
title.
get back here. You can watch this at the same time you can listen to this. Come on.
Yeah, I'm watching and talking at the same time. It's even hard for me because I actually have to talk and ignore what's on my television screen in front of me. So
I mean, and I don't blame you because you're pretty much watching a murder.
Actually, it's Lee Johnson's doing a decent job of keeping away. And
Good.
no, what did you do, Lee? Why did you do that?
He
Why
got
did you
caught,
do
didn't
that?
he? He got caught, didn't he?
No, he elbowed Malachi in the face. And now Malachi's all pissed off.
Oh, you dumb son of a! I gotta hit this again. I gotta hit this again.
I will say he's lasting longer and doing better than Cody.
Yep, there's that.
Fair enough. Fair play.
When it comes to the tag belts, I want to see Lucha Brothers win the belts here. And as I said, it's like the beginning and the end for the Elite, as Matty said, because first Kenny loses the Impact World title, and then the Young Bucks lose the tag belts, and then in the future, the Good Brothers will possibly lose their Impact World tag belts, and then Kenny finally loses the AEW World title to the Hangman.
In New York, preferably. Doctor, go ahead.
I just thought of something.
Sure.
Yes?
What if the Lucha Brothers win the belts with a little assistance from El Idolo?
Ooh, he doesn't have a match anymore. He could play. He could play, but Pac is not around.
Yeah,
it's an interesting wrinkle, but it is a steel cage match, which kind of moot point and all that.
I think one thing he could do is, as Brandon Cutler is about to interfere, out comes Andrade, steals the cold spray from him, knocks out Brandon Cutler, and then uses the cold spray on the Young Bucks.
That could work.
One question though is, will Brandon Cutler be allowed at ringside?
Well, yeah, he can be at ringside, I'm sure, because there's no rules.
We'll see. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with Rebel taking on Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's World Championship.
Should be a fine enough match. I think it'll be one of the better matches of Dr. Britt Baker's defenses here.
I'm going to go on a limb and say this has the potential to be her best match as AEW Women's Champion.
Of that, I have zero doubt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. CM Punk, in his first match in 7 years, takes on Darby Allin one-on-one.
Clearly, this match is going to end in a double count-out.
And then we will go kick your ass for saying that.
That's not me. That's New Legacy Inc. when they did their simulation stream using 2K20.
You're out of your family, T-Dub.
Don't blame me. Blame Johnny.
Actual prediction now.
My prediction is that CM Punk will make Darby Allin pass out to the Anaconda Vice.
No tap out, no nothing, just a pass out, which makes sense. I would see CM Punk winning as well, actually.
Yep. I see CM Punk winning, and then after he beats Darby, somebody comes out as his next challenger.
Who would you think it is?
It's the match we've been waiting for over a decade.
Kenta?
Kenta. It's time to see who truly is the master of the GTS.
When a New Japan guy travels, they never travel alone. We're just saying.
And Kenta is usually in the States more often than not, although I'm not sure if he is right now.
G1 Climax might play a thing about it, especially with a 2-week quarantine, but who knows?
Is he in the G1 this year? Let me look it up.
While you do, main event time, Kenneth Jerome Omega defends the AEW World Championship against Christian Cage.
This could be the sleeper.
No, it's the main event. I don't think it should be the sleeper.
No, not the no. I mean the sleeper match of the night.
Well, it's the main event. It's supposed to be the match of the night. Well, yeah, a lot of people are saying Kenny Omega will win, and we're obviously calling that as well because obviously you want to put the belt on Hangman through Kenny. So,
Yeah, but
logically speaking,
it's going to be a sleeper because I see a lot of people they're just kind of dismissing this because it's going to be predictable. But this is going to be a match of the year candidate match if they're both on their A game.
fair play, fair play.
I mean, their last match was something great, and if Christian Cage's rivalry with Randy Orton is anything to be believed, the more he fights an opponent, the better the matches get. Remember that feud they had?
It's true.
Even though he was kind of the loser on that feud, no one can ever say that those matches weren't great. So I say this was going to be the sleeper match of the night. People will keep sleeping on it, but might turn into the match of the night for me. Maybe match of the year candidate.
Well, I'm not going to disagree.
I've yet to be able to find out who's going to be in this goddamn thing.
What you talking about?
I can't find out who's going to be in the G1 this year.
I
Why can't I find out?
I don't think they've properly announced anything yet, actually.
But isn't it starting next week? Or in the couple of weeks? Usually they announce this thing like a month.
Actually, to be fair, they have to go through the Olympics. I'm pretty sure they wanted to wait for that and the health protocols to settle down for a long enough time.
And Shin is reacting to Malachi Black.
Lee Johnson just ate a hell of a PK.
Ooh, from your reaction, I could feel the yikes.
Yeah, at first I thought Shibata was in the fucking ring. That it was that nasty.
Our G1 climax September 18th, so middle of the month.
So just a couple of weeks away. Usually they announce competitors ahead of time. So usually Kenta's in there, and it almost feels like they need all the people they can get, considering that they're working with limited rosters since the COVID.
They have not announced. I'm on the official website. Nothing.
So maybe Kent isn't it. Maybe he's not. Who knows?
At this point, we must shrug.
So I guess maybe he could show up on Sunday. Who knows, really?
We shrug, folks. We shrug. At this point, that's what we can do.
Cage versus Kenny Omega should be one hell of a match.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, boys, that's the pay-per-view, and I am very much looking forward to it. But we got to do winners and losers, as per usual. So, Shin, there's a D-cell in there. I know. It's been a couple of weeks. Toss away.
D-cell battery award goes to Nia Jax for that fucking match. Like, I want to blame Charlotte, but Charlotte reacted the only way anyone would by someone dropping them on their head and having seeming no concern for her safety and all. Just somebody do something about Nia Jax before she ends somebody's career. Seriously, please. And as for my losers, WWE for just being WWE, and Carl Anderson, not because of what he said, but merely the timing of it. Because while I do agree, and Matty will agree with me.
Yeah, I can throw my 2 cents at this point. I think we're both on the same wavelength.
Yeah, while the timing is sucky, but I want to say his words were not wrong, because for me, I mean, look, I'll use an analogy. It's like if Kim Jong-un and the North Korean government all of a suddenly said, we support puppies and babies. And that's like forgetting all the atrocities and crimes against humanity that regime has done. This is the same thing. Sure, WWE talks about how they are supporting their superstars' mental health, but considering all the inconsiderate shit they have done over the decades, that rings very hollow to me. Like, the things they did back in the 90s, the thing that Brian Pillman's widow interviewing her 24 hours after her husband died, the whole Eddie Guerrero is in hell thing, the Ashley Moreno situation, firing over 50 people during the fucking pandemic, knowing that they needed work,
including Carl Anderson, by the way. And you could go all on. There's no need to go on. I'll throw my 2 cents on this because obviously he's on my losers list as well. But you know,
yeah. So yeah, it's so okay. And of course, how they mishandled they had a massive outbreak last year because they didn't take the virus seriously enough, and they're like, "Oh, we care about our wrestlers' well-being." Yeah, you want a medal for finally acting like a fucking company that cares about your employees? No, you don't get special treatment for that. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't get an award for doing what you're supposed to do as a company, taking care of your fucking of your fucking supposed family. So yeah, like I said, I agree with Matty that the timing of Carl Anderson's tweet was bad. I'm not disagreeing with what he said. WWE sucks. And I'm done.
You want the soapbox on that one there, Shin?
I
don't blame you. I don't blame you, but I'm like, you pretty much stole most of my material here. But of course, I'll throw in my 2 cents on that. T-Dub.
I don't think anyone is matching the soapbox from a couple weeks ago.
Fair enough. T-Dub.
My only loser this week is WWE for just continuing their road of mediocrity. Although, hopefully, the next pay-per-view main event, Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns, maybe, and maybe Bobby Lashley versus Damian Priest. Maybe some good matches there. Maybe. We'll see.
Some good matches on offer on paper anyway. For me, WWE for obvious reasons. NXT, you poor bastards. Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax. Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking of sending you some templates for the best and the worst, just so you could have a liquid list, so to speak, a fluid one.
Oh, this is good. This is interesting. Looks like according to the Twitterverse, they're bringing back Demon Balor.
Ooh, well, you know what? It's been a long I'm not time. Complaining. I'm not complaining.
They waited a while at least, and it does give me some sort of pause. Like maybe Finn could win the title now because he's got the demon.
I was like, you woke up the demon. You shouldn't have done that. But Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax, simply because Nia Jax is a fucking idiot. And Carl Anderson, and a lot of it is timing. It's shitty. But keep in mind, there's a context to this. This man was released, not only was he released in the middle of a global goddamn pandemic, he was released after being a part of the main event of a WrestleMania. And one of the most important wrestling matches, one of the most important professional wrestling matches of all time, the Boneyard match.
AKA the Undertaker's final match.
Yes.
And you're going to fucking fire him due to budget cuts. He's salty. And yes, the timing is shitty, but this is Carl Anderson. If you are in his shoes after doing some of your best work and helping out in one of the most important matches in professional wrestling history, The Undertaker's final match, his final WrestleMania match, and you get awarded about a couple weeks later with your pink slip, I'm fairly certain I'd still be fucking salty when I hear WWE sending out form letters to tell people that help is available. I would go, yeah, help is available, and then you get fired 2 weeks later. I'd be salty too. Regardless of the context. Yes, it's crappy, and yes, this is following a suicide, but at the same time, I'm not going to blame the guy. He has every right to be salty. You would be too. You would be too. Let's do winners.
Winners this week. Of course, AEW, because, well, All Out is happening this weekend, which is shaping up to be not the best. It's not going to be the best pay-per-view of the year, but it's certainly going to be the most important for obvious reasons. Let's see who else. Can't really say another winner. Oh, another winner. My mom, 68 years old today. Happy birthday, mama.
Here's the 68 more.
Knowing her, she probably would live that.
Wishful thinking.
NWA Empower. Great pay-per-view. Trevor Murdoch, congratulations on becoming the new NWA World Champion after defeating the Super Champion that was the National Treasure. And of course, and TNA Impact. Just regular ass Impact. Looking very much forward to seeing Josh Alexander versus Chris Sabin to determine if Josh Alexander can be considered one of the greatest of all time in the X Division. So that's that.
D-Dub?
Going to give my winner to Anna Jay for returning on this week's Dynamite. Hopefully she can bring the Dark Order back together because they seem fractured at the moment. And of course,
awesome.
got my winner to Mr. CM Punk for finally returning after all these years. I can't wait.
That's going to be fun. The National Wrestling Alliance presentation of Empower, despite technical difficulties, and they're obvious in this show, especially on the commentary booth. Sorry, Velvet, you need work on the commentary. But all things considered, the action was fine. It was a fine pay-per-view. So was NWA 73. If you could find, it's on Fight. If you got a couple of bucks, it's worth seeking out. Awesome Kong for a wonderful career. Trevor Murdoch for winning the big gold, the 10 pounds of gold. And All Elite Wrestling, while it may not be the best pay-per-view, it will be one of the most important weekends. And obviously they are kicking it off in more ways than one with Aleister Black committing a murder. So there's that. Yeah. All right, boys. We got to do some plugs. I know, Shin, you want to do something, and he's already posted the link in our Discord. So T-Dub, go right ahead and share that with the class. Shin, go ahead.
Cheap plugs, of course. You can watch me on Maxicorn on YouTube for all your War Machine lore videos. I recently just started a new video series called The Adventures of Takeo and Far Runner, which is a campaign for one of my favorite board games of all time right now, Shadows of Brimstone. So I'm hopefully going to do this. I make it a bi-weekly thing. It's already pretty damn popular and getting a lot of buzz from it. So if you've been curious about this game I've been talking about for God knows how long, check it out. It's a good way to spend an hour or so watching me play around with little glued together figures. And also, as T-Dub done, this is a GoFundMe for a close friend of mine, Jessica Farrow. She is a big-time wrestling fan. She loves her some AEW, and she's been a close friend of mine for a while. She had some medical issues over the last couple of weeks, and now she needs some help paying medical bills. I donated a little bit, as much as I could, but if you can't, like I said, with all kinds of donations, if you can't do anything, just share it up. Just get it around as much people as you can. Help her out. She's a pretty nice woman, and that's me.
T-Dub?
Of course, got a new video come out this Sunday. So be there on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description. In the chat right now.
Want to see the next video up early? Of course, patreon.com/TWK reviews.
Subscribe so that way you do not miss it. Once it goes LIVE live.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
What?
He's seeing Miro and Eddie Kingston trade promos.
And we're, ladies and gentlemen, would like to formally apologize for making you miss that. I am so glad I should be able to watch that in about an hour with the video on demand, because I need to see that trade-off. That's a promo battle I need to see. Also, I need to add OSW as a winner, because they had the debut of the Warrior on WCW.
Jimmy Hart, you've done it again.
Yup. Folks, Steve V1 goes nuts on the musical parodies. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWK Official, and at Shintigercurl. I got my tip jar, paypal.me / MattyJ316. Emails, questions, the Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com. If you post something, and we'll bring it up, we'll read it up, all that good stuff. It'll be less formal than it was in the past, but we will still read it on air if we can, of course. T-shirts available, the Discord and the Twitch chat and the Twitch about page. And we will be back with Tuka Riffs in a couple of weeks with more awesome stuff. I believe there might be a movie night in the works. We got an Ultraman movie that was dubbed, so of course we're going to MST3K the shit out of it. But that's in a couple of weeks. This Sunday, after I am done watching All Out with the Shades, who, by the way, who will be watching this. That's how good this show actually looks on paper, by the way. It's resurrected the Shades' interest in professional wrestling.
Ooh, can we get him next week on the show?
I will ask him tomorrow.
Woot!
I will ask him. The worst he could say is no. Following that, I will be on, I don't know if it'll be live or not, but the Monk has Geek Watch and has invited me to do a Geek Watch with him, and I will tell you what it is specifically. 30 years of -5 stars, some of the Wrestling Observer's worst match of the years, award winners, ranked from worst to worst.
Oh, I feel bad for you guys then.
We are I don't know what the thing is. It's like we are tier makering the shit out of this. And yes, you can feel bad, but it's us roasting bad matches.
That's
like
true.
MST3K, I'll send them shady wrestling, the worst I can find. La la la. So we're gonna have fun. I watched one of the matches that was from WCW. It was Sid versus, I forget the name. Oh, good Lord. There's some tame shit in there. There's some important bad wrestling in there, of course. We'll get to them. But some of the stuff, like the cutoff is 30 years. We barely missed Andre versus Hogan at WrestleMania 3.
I wouldn't say Hogan versus Andre is legendary bad. It's more of just okay.
It was just okay, but the Wrestling Observer does prize some wrestling technicality. And basically, it was Hogan trying to work around an ailing Andre. So I could kind of see. But hey, the crowd popped for the slam, so that's what counts. But it's not on the list. So for those wondering, is Hogan Andre in there? No. Thankfully, for some cases, because I mean, like, dude, by importance, it's on the low. On the low, and it's not as bad as it seems. It's bad, but compared to, I'm pretty sure Charmel and let me double check. So I do have the list of Wrestling Observer awards on the wiki, which is what we are basing our stuff on. And Jenna Maraska versus Charmel is on the list, folks.
Of course it is.
So is Steiner versus H. Stratus and Bradshaw and Nowitzki and Gator are in there. So we have plenty of material, believe you me. That being said, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining in. By the way, I don't know when it will be posted, but we are recording as soon as All Out is concluded. And it's Labor Day weekend, so I will be there till, and I will sleep well, of course, and all that good stuff. That's the show. All in, all out, all that good stuff, folks. That's the show. We thank you very much for tuning in. On behalf of Shintigercurl,
I don't care who the fuck you are. I will never, ever call you daddy.
Context is for Wrestle-Cast, and my good buddy TWK.
Nobody is ever truly good. No one is ever truly evil. I did the best. I did what you something words. And we will never be equal.
Words mouth, TWK won't. My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Enjoy All Out, folks. Have a good one. Have a safe, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
son of a
Nope.
monster. Why the does all this happen to me? My life, always surrounded by miserable like this whole world just likes to bend me over and me in the like I'm some sort of receptacle. Well, as far as I care, these miserable can have a fancy barbecue with a goddamn pig.
Nope.